Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. सभी रेस पान प्लीज. ओम शांति. अच्छा, मधुबन है हमारा.
Madhuban is our.
इस बारी जब संत सम्मेलन हुआ था,
When there was
the
gathering of the gurus of India, and they saw the three campuses of Gyan Sarovar, Pandabhavan and Shantivan, they praised them a great deal. And I will not praise them by words, but everyone has this experience of Pandabhavan, Gyan Sarovar and Shantivan. Unlimited Baba, in order to invoke his unlimited children, has made all the arrangements beforehand. When foreign service began, there wasn't even the meditation hall in Pandabhavan. And when I returned after 4 years in foreign lands, I saw it for the first time, and this is where I was received. And then Om Shanti Bhavan was made, and the conferences began. This was in 1980. And VIPs started coming from foreign countries, and gradually as it expanded, then Gyan Sarovar happened, and now all four places from all four directions, Baba's children are coming, and now Shantivan is looking a bit small. So we must ask ourselves, what effort am I making individually? Baba is concerned since the beginning. My children will come, and the tree will get increased. The seed, Supreme Soul planted his seed. The Supreme Soul, who is the original and eternal imperishable one. And then from him the two leaves, the cotyledons of Baba and Mama, emerged. Adi Dev and Adi Devi. This is amazing. First Brahma Baba took birth, and from his mouth Saraswati, the mother, emerged. She is the daughter, but yet she is the mother. And who is really called a mother? She is Baba's daughter, but she became the mother within 1 year. And I saw this with my own eyes. I saw Mama before Gyan, and then within 1 year she transformed so much. So each one must ask, what transformation and how should I bring that transformation into the self? So to do that, see Mama. Whose child are you? Are you the one who is born through the mouth of Brahma, the one who is the divine child of Baba, who has received so much sustenance? Brahma is the mother at the time of giving birth, and Mama is the mother at the time of sustenance, and he is the father. This is the wonder. We use the expression mother-father. In that way, Brahma is the mother and Shiv Baba is the father. When we say Bap Dada, then Brahma is Dada and Shiv Baba is Bap. And he's the grandfather and this one is the father. Anyone who has understood this much, they can transform very quickly. Whose child am I? Whose child am I means what's my identity?
क्योंकि आत्मा को परमात्मा ने
Because
खींचा।
spirituality means that the soul was pulled by the Supreme Soul.
हर आत्मा अपने आप को देखे।
Each soul must look at their own selves and see who pulled me.
परमात्मा ने खींचा।
It is the Supreme Soul who pulled me.
किसी भी देश में थे, किसी भी
No matter what language or country or color or religion I was in, some or another instrumental situation happened and Baba pulled either soul. It is the Supreme Soul who pulled the soul. And where did he pull it to? Where should I go? You got to the signal, go to Brahma Baba, or go to the Brahma Kumaris. And when you came, you say, this is my home, this is my family. And this is your experience, this is my home. You are hearing, is this true? Have you reached home? Give an indication, is this true? Is there anything else? This is my home, this is my family. And so you are pulled, aren't you? Some situation became the reason why you came to Baba, in whichever city or town, but you came to Baba. And once you understood yourself as a soul and he as the father, then you started to say the word Baba. As soon as you know that I am a soul, then the word Baba comes from your mouth. Until you understand you are a soul, you can't say the word Baba for God, for the Supreme Soul. You understand with your intellect that this is my father. Shiv Baba is my father, and I took birth through Brahma Baba and I became a Brahma Kumar and Brahma Kumari. But you don't have the intoxication or happiness of being a Brahma Kumar or Brahma Kumari. I am a Brahma Kumar, I am a Brahma Kumari. This is a matter of great pride. You say, I'm a Brahma Kumari. Who will say this is a Brahma Kumari if they see a depressed face? So Brahma Kumar, before you call yourself this, or before you understand yourself as a Brahma Kumari, I am a gop or a gopi, a lover of Baba. The gops and gopis are filled with bliss when they start hearing the murli. Whether it's a gop or a gopi, they are intoxicated and they run after the murli, and each and every word of the murli strikes them within, and they say, hey, that's it. And when they get the letter from their beloved, you must have had love letters. But I haven't written or received any love letters for any human being. No. If you have to write to one Baba. Most beloved Baba. Praneshwar means Lord of my life. Most beloved Baba. It is as if God has given me new life. And such beautiful letters have come from Baba. Very beautiful love letters from Baba. Letters filled with love. And it is Baba's letters that has sustained me a great deal. And I also used to write to Baba like this. And then through the eyes, it is seen that whoever receives Baba's letter and they have great love, then their tears start welling up in their eyes, tears of love. And then there are others who would throw them away. These are the false people. There are some, Baba used to receive letters from someone and they would be false and he would throw it away. But there are others who had such love for Baba. There was a Jayanti Ben's mother, and nobody could read her words. She wrote just a little bit in Sindhi, but Baba used to love reading her letters. And I was amazed.
और ये भी क्यों बताती हूँ प्यार किसको कहा जाता है
Because I'm telling you this about to tell you what is the meaning of love.
लंदन से पत्र आता था
And these are letters that used to come from London. She came into Gyan,
मैं स्टोरी क्यों सुनाती हूँ कैसे
and I'm telling you her story
जिसको तीर लगता है कैसे बदलता
as
है
how somebody gets transformed when they get struck by the arrow, and Rajini Ben used to be such.
जैसे मम्मा थी ना बड़ा नशा था
Just as Mama used to be, she also had a lot of intoxication of her Lokik identity,
तो किसी की सुनने वाली नहीं थी
and nobody could tell her anything.
कहाँ आखिरी डूबती थी
And she never used to bow to anyone or listen to any sadhus or saints.
मम्मा का उसको बड़ा तीर लग गया
But Mama's words struck her very
मम्मा का जो
powerfully.
समझाने का तरीका
Mama's way of explaining, her way of
तो
speaking.
हमको भी पता नहीं था ये कौन है
I didn't know who she was, Rajini.
उसके ग्रैंडमदर को जानती थी
I knew her grandmother, but I didn't know her.
परंतु इतनी ऐसी जो मम्मा की
But
वाणी उसको बहुत अच्छी लगी
she loved hearing what Mama had to say, and she got transformed so much.
जो चेंज आई तो चेंज में उसका जो सास ससुरा
And her in-laws were amazed, and they saw how she's going to the Brahma Kumaris in her young age, and people used to be amazed, and nobody could stop her, but they were worried about the public opinion. And they would come to drop her to class and bring her. This was Murli Bai's father. And they were amazed at how humble she became. She used to be so intoxicated with who she was, but then she became very honest, very humble. And seeing this transformation in her, her mother-in-law started to have enormous regard for her. Otherwise, she didn't. She was that kind of daughter-in-law who had a great deal of sense of her own importance. But then when she came to Madhuban, I remember at that time we were living in Kota House, quite near here, and there was a letter that came to Baba, and she sent a pad and pencil to Baba as a gift, saying, "My Baba, please send me the letter." And so he wrote the first letter on this pad that, "Rajini, you are Baba's Sajjani." That means his beloved. Rajini, you are Shri Baba's Sajjani, the beloved, the wife. And so Baba himself gave such an answer, and there was such a powerful connection with Baba that she became the instrument for service in the world. And Baba likes the foreigners because their heart is very clean. There is nothing false. And the meaning of telling you this story is that you must have such a connection with Baba that you're completely free from any kind of public opinion. And whoever are the people of your family and relations, like Rajini Ben's all relatives started to come to class. And there was another one who was my classmate in Pune, and I went to see her. She had become quite old. She's maybe a couple of years younger than me, but she was in a very old condition. But she saw Dadi, and she received her with so much love, and saying, "Hey Janki, you came to see me." And the love that she received from Baba, if you say very little, but you do a lot. She was one like that, and speak very sweetly. And that will happen when you don't think too much. Everyone who's sitting here, Baba says you are all those who have a very clean heart, but you also have a lot of extra thoughts, a lot of waste thoughts. The majority who are sitting here, who is there? Put your hand up if you think very little. You have very little thoughts, very few thoughts.
बिल्कुल नहीं.
No thoughts at all, no concerns. Your mind is completely firm and clear and clean.
क्योंकि
Because
सोचने की जरूरत नहीं है.
it's actually not necessary to think.
जब आत्माभिमानी स्थिति है ना,
Once you're in the soul
शांत
conscious
अलग.
stage, then you like to be still and silent inside.
आत्माभिमानी स्थिति क्यों बाबा कहता है?
Why does Baba speak about the Atam Abhimani stage?
तो आत्माभिमानी
The soul conscious stage,
पहले कहता है अपन को आत्मा समझो.
first Baba says, think of yourself as a
मैं
soul.
आत्मा हूँ.
I am a soul.
फिर कहता है
And then
शरीर से न्यारा हूँ.
I am beyond this body. Pay
शरीर से
attention
न्यारा हूँ.
on being detached from the
शरीर से
body.
न्यारा हूँ. फिर संबंध से शरीर से संबंध से मैं न्यारा हूँ.
And I'm also detached from all the relationships.
संबंध दे के है.
These relationships belong to the body.
जो भी संबंध है ना पहले विकार भरा हुआ था.
And all these bodily relations are filled with vices.
देह के साथ कनेक्शन रखने में सब बातों में दुनिया में विकार भरा हुआ था.
Because they're all full of things of the world, material things. Now I, the soul,
आत्मा से विकार जो है
am
ना,
free from
सारे
vices.
विकार की
And
अंश
the
भी न रहे.
soul mustn't have even the slightest trace of a vice remaining, and then only it will be said that you are soul conscious.
ध्यान रखो यहाँ.
So pay attention here.
और ये बात का पहला लेसन है.
And this is the first lesson.
पहला लेसन जिसने पक्का नहीं किया है,
Whoever hasn't made the
अभिमान
first lesson
के साथ
firm,
पहला जड़ है अभिमान.
they false
उसके साथ वो चार
material
बातें उनके साथ है.
arrogance, and there are other four vices that come with it. Some people say, I don't have any greed or
अभिमान के
attachment,
साथ
but along with ego, these five are definitely there. And then there's five other ones as well.
आलस, ईर्ष्या, अलवेलाई,
There's carelessness, laziness, fear, and slander, and all this. You make so many excuses for these.
उनके साथ साथ है.
All these other vices come with arrogance and also lack of realization.
अभिमान.
It's because of
अभिमान,
arrogance.
realization की जो अंदर से है ना, reality क्या है?
And so what is your inner reality? Your arrogance doesn't allow you to clean the mirror or look in the mirror of the self. Arrogance
अपने को time नहीं देता है.
prevents you from giving time to yourself within.
आईने में अपने अंदर जो
And
अंदर
looking at
आईना है,
yourself in the inner
हमारा
mirror,
आईना है.
our heart is a mirror which will show you who you are. You have to keep that mirror clean. How can you make effort? Effort means keep the mirror of your heart clean so you can look into it and see clearly who you are. It is only visible when you become introverted.
पहले मैंने क्या पाप किए हैं.
You have to see in it what is the charity you have done, which will be not that much, and what is the sin you have done, which will be rather a lot. And so the charity that you have done was destroyed by your sin. If you do one sin, then it destroys your charity. And the charity that you do can destroy your sin, but your sin destroys a lot of your charity. So in the mirror of your heart, there is a song, look at the mirror of your heart, O man. What is the sin, what is the charity that I have done? All that is past. Now, in the present time, what am I doing? I know what I did in the past. You can't remember what you've done in other lives, but what you do in this life is very much a product of what you've done in other lives. Because Baba has explained the secret of the cycle, and you know that you have done 21 good lives on the basis of the effort you did here, and 63 lives under the influence of body consciousness. You know what you have done. You can see very clearly in the mirror of your heart. And if you do this, this is the meaning of being Swadarshan Chakradari. You have to spin the cycle of the self. I'm not giving you a class here, but I'm telling you how you can make effort. I'm telling you how I make effort so that you can also do that. You have to see the self very carefully. Because like today Baba had said, and Baba had given you the knowledge of the 3 aspects of time. Sit at the top and then you can see. When you have the stage of being up above, and then the knowledge of the 3 aspects of time is in the soul. You know what you were at the beginning, what happened in the beginning, and what happened at the end. And now, at the end, you bring the beginning into the present. And you have to destroy everything that is of the immediate past. And this is why it is a spinning thing. I used to be a deity, and before that I was the ancient soul, the eternal soul with God, and the soul belongs to God. And when this becomes very firm, I, the soul, belong to God, then I can take power from God. But the soul doesn't let go of arrogance of the body. This is why you have to make a lot of effort to become soul conscious. Because you just have to say, I am a soul, I am a soul. And really, really, truly, I am a soul. And I belong to the soul world. And I'm a child of God. That's it. Then the mind becomes still. And the intellect is getting clean. Your line is becoming clear to the Supreme Being. And you can pull the power of love. And then you say, Baba. And he says, child. And that sound of the voice, I say Baba, and he says child. And there is great happiness that is filled in that. But if anybody doesn't have time to do that, I say, what can I say about that? I can't even tell you the sorrow that that produces. In the midst of a big gathering in Jaipur yesterday, I said this: when the bestower of blessings gives blessings, when I realize I am fortunate, and within this entire life I have never forgotten how fortunate I am. And my fortune keeps growing and growing, and it's becoming multi-million-fold. I am fortunate. God made me his own. And all the things of Lokik and things of the world and friends and everything finished within a second. No, neither am I following anybody nor anyone's after me. No, I am free. No, but I cannot be following anybody. I don't need anything, I don't need anyone. I have got Baba, so I have got everything. Until you make this kind of effort within yourself to have a realization, until you've had the realization, it's not even effort, but it's a realization. And then when there's realization, the intellect becomes clean and you have a true intoxication. And then you can never get attached to anyone. The intoxication with God and attachment with the person cannot exist at the same time.
एक दो के दुश्मन है.
because they are completely antagonistic to each
कोई
other.
भी लगाव कहाँ भी होगा,
If you have attachment to anyone,
व्यक्ति में हो चाहे वैभव
whether
में
it's
हो
a
चाहे
thing or a
अपने
person,
पढ़ाई में हो,
or you have attachment to your own self, you're a narcissistic, I am this and I am that, and I'm intelligent and intellectual, that also is considered attachment. Whatever is there, forget it all. You be a dead person who's alive.
पुराना कुछ भी न रहा.
So there's nothing of the old which is remaining, and then the soul can get something new. The soul is eternal.
पर नवीनता आती है
But something new has to emerge, which belongs to the new age that's coming.
तो संगम युग है.
And this is the confluence age, which is for the purpose of bringing newness into the soul and bringing a new age to come back again. This is why Baba always says, remember that you're doing this once again. This word once again, and never forget this word.
ये भी हमको कई मीठे मीठे बाबा की बातें इतनी पक्की है यार.
There are some things of Baba's that are so firm, and Anand Kishore Baba used to write these things. He was the main one. Jagdish Bhai emerged later on, but Anand Kishore, if Baba had to get anything written, he would do it through him, and again he would write.
मैं कहता हूँ फिर से लिख.
And I would say, Baba would say to him, write it again. And Baba would say, write it again and again and again, and he would write it again. This word once again. Also by purity, you get yoga power through purity. Write this down. And third thing, now or never. Write this down. And whatever he would make you write, if you didn't write that, then he would say you failed. So remember this. God is speaking, now or never. Who asked this question? Do I have to make effort up till 2006? Who is that who produced this question for Dadi? To think in this way, and this is the activity of a Kaurav, somebody who belongs to the Kaurav community. When you think about a 5-year plan or think ahead like this, it's a Kaurav attitude. But Baba is, whatever you have to do right now. You have to make a plan. Whatever you have to do it now, and whatever you've done, my fortune is in the hands of God. He keeps on making the fortune increase. And so it's not about what will we do tomorrow, it's about what to do right now. And these 3 things, once again. Think of this word once again. Remember this. You got Baba. We are the beloved of Baba. Baba is my beloved. We are the long lost and found again. He looked for me. Baba said, did Baba look for you, or did you look for me? And I said to Baba, no, you didn't look for me, but I looked for you a lot. And we had such a lovely... I said, you didn't look for me. I looked for you so much in so many places. I wandered so far. And he said, no, I give you a lot of love. And he said, no, I give you a lot of love. So if I would do less, then no, you wouldn't even talk to me. And I cried. I said, no, I love you more. I love you more. He said, okay. You have to love Baba so much. And then any other person's love is cold and false. It will seem unclean. Leave it. It's fake. And I will say a few other things. And Baba used to give different murlis. And if somebody would spit If you spit
जो चीज छोड़ी, गंदी चीज छोड़ी, वो
you
फिर से तुम
spit something out and then you take it back again. How can you take back something that's been spat out? That is very undignified and stupid. These 5 vices that are the gateway to hell, you've spat them out and don't take it back again, what has been spat out. Any vice.
पहले फार्म भरवाते थे.
They used to fill in a form. Some used to say, I don't have any other vices, but I have a little bit of this. And then Baba would say, this one is completely viceful. He doesn't have just a little bit, he has everything.
अपने आप को ठगना नहीं है.
But one must not deceive oneself about this.
सच्चा बनना है.
You have to become really true. You need to know what exactly is your weakness. And that can only happen when you look carefully in the cleaned mirror of the heart. Because only when it's clean can you see yourself clearly. Baba used to say this. You would ask Baba, and Baba would say, I'm not the one who sees within. I don't know. He knows everything. But he says, at least speak the truth. Don't you at least know if you've done some lies or told the truth or done some sins or done some charity? At least that much you know. If you don't even know, then what will he know about Baba? So ask yourself, and then also look in front of Baba. Baba is a big mirror as well. Look at yourself in the mirror of Baba and you can see all the different mistakes you have made. And then Baba gives you the power because he removes those defects. And you have to sit with a clean heart in front of Baba. And he will remove all of those mistakes and defects. And then the transformation that takes place within you, when people see your face, then others will also say, oh, I also have this defect in me. And it's amazing, they will see how this one is so, makes everything so clear. I see, you see Dadi and she's a mirror and you can see that she doesn't have any weakness inside. She says, yes, everything is fine, and she gives this gesture. I was sitting with the teachers in Jaipur, and I said, who remembers what blessing of the bestower of blessings? We were talking about blessings, and I talked about my own, but I said, let me hear from the others, and 2 or 3 said such good things. One of them said, and I knew, this was a very old teacher. We meet many, but these are sisters from maybe 40 years ago. We can't meet so easily here. And one of them said, because I didn't have tolerance, coming into the center, and I said I didn't want anything. And I went in front of Baba, and I cried, and I said, Baba, I don't need anything. And Baba said, what does Baba want? Do you want Baba? And he says, I don't even want Baba. She was so upset, she said, I don't even want Baba. I don't want anything. And Baba said, of course you need Baba. I need you. And then she got strong when she heard that Baba said, well, Baba needs you. And with such love, Baba fills the soul with power. When there's any weakness in the soul, it makes the soul hopeless, and then all sorts of funny ideas come in because of that weakness. But when you get power from Baba, then the weakness all disappears. And then the heart desires to do something and you start getting success. Baba said success is the garland around your neck. Then you come into the garland of the rosary of victory. But for any reason or in any condition, you shouldn't allow this feeling
अंदर से नाव में धो जाऊं।
to be losing hope or to become hopeless within.
तो उसमें फिर मैं ये अपनी बात सुनाती हूँ।
And I'll tell you about my own self.
ये
Always
संकल्प रहा है
have
आज
this
दिन तक
thought,
कभी
and I've always had
बाबा
this
की
thought
जो भी
since the
उम्मीदें हैं
beginning.
ना, मैं इस
Whatever
लाइफ में पूरी
Baba's
करूँ।
hopes are, I
तब तक
will
मरेंगे
fulfill
नहीं।
them in this life. Until they're fulfilled, I won't
सब
die.
उम्मीदें बाबा की पूरी करेंगे।
I will fulfill all Baba's hopes.
अगर ये संकल्प जो ने
If you have this
बड़ा
thought,
सुख दिया है,
it has given a great deal of happiness to
बाबा
me.
का प्यार, बाबा की
Baba's
शक्ति,
love,
बाबा की
Baba's power,
दुआएं,
Baba's blessings,
बाबा का वरदान,
Baba's
क्यों
boons.
बाबा की जो उम्मीदें हैं ना,
Because
क्या
whatever other
किसमें
hopes that Baba
रखेगा?
has, in whom will he have
अपने
them?
बच्चों में रखेगा।
In his children.
बाबा कैसे करेगा? विश्व का
How
कल्याण
will
कैसे करेगा?
Baba do the benefit of the world?
तो जैसे कि ऐसे फील करना है,
When
जैसे
you
गुलजार
feel-
दादी सभा के बीच में कहा,
Dadi Gulzar was in the midst of the big gathering, and yesterday in
बाबा
class,
हम जब छोटे थे,
when we
बाबा
were
कहता
little,
था, तुम विश्व कल्याणकारी
Baba
बनोगे।
used to say, you are going to be the benefactor of the world. We didn't even know what the world was, let alone benefit of the world.
इंडिया का नक्शा का थोड़ा देखा था।
We had seen a little bit the map of India. We had no idea even what the map of the world was. And so how could we be benefactors of the world?
देखते हैं बाबा
And now
के
you
बोल
can
की
see
कमाल, विश्व कल्याण के
the
सारे
miracle
विश्व में चले जा
of Baba's words, that she is actually becoming the benefactor of the whole world.
रहे हैं। इतना तो सोचो, किसके बच्चे हैं, उसके बोल किसके हैं?
Who's the child and who said the words, and look at what is happening. And you listen to the Murli every day, and Baba said that this is why we are putting up the buildings, because children are coming.
जगाधरी फिर से नहीं गई हूँ, बच्ची तुम जाना जगाधरी में, क्यों जाऊँ?
You have to go to Jagadri because there is a big vessels are there. So you have to get big vessels. And there is me, and then these enormous big vessels.
बहुत बच्चे पैदा होंगे, बर्तन छोटे हो जाएंगे।
And Baba said, no, you have to have big vessels because lots of children are coming, so the small vessels are not going to do the job.
अब हम ऐसे प्लान बनाते हो जैसे,
And we would make little baby plans, and then his vision would be so much greater. Baba's plan is so big to bring the benefit of the world.
और हम बुद्धि ऐसी चलाते हैं
And
जैसे
our
बेबी।
intellects are doing things on such a small scale like babies.
टाइम थोड़ा है,
There is very little
काम
time,
बहुत करना है,
and very big work has to be
औरों
done.
का काम नहीं करो, कम से कम अपना
And
काम
don't
करो,
do
करवा
anybody
के
else's
किसी
work,
को
but at
देखो।
least do your own work and make your stage suitable for the time that's coming close. Even if you don't do anything else, at least overcome all of your vices so that no bad thoughts arise in your mind,
कर्मबंधन न हो,
and you don't have any karmic
हिसाब
bondages,
किताब तो न हो,
and you don't have any karmic accounts.
किसके साथ भी कोई हिसाब किताब न हो,
You shouldn't have any account with anyone. Finish all your karmic accounts and become Baba's free hand.
कोई बिना स्वभाव न हो,
And don't have any funny
कोई बुरा
nature,
कोई आकर्षण, किसी
no
को खींचने
attraction
वाला या
to
करने
anyone,
वाला,
or try to
किसके
pull
पकड़ में आ जाने
anyone,
वाला,
or don't get caught up in anyone's grip.
ऐसा कोई संस्कार तो न हो।
Don't have that kind of sanskaras.
रियलाइजेशन से
It is
आत्मा
through
जब बाबा के
realization
अंदर से एकदम खो जाती है
when
ना,
the soul gets totally merged into the awareness of Baba.
वो मैंने देखा था।
I've seen in Dar es Salaam.
बजेगा, वो कहानी थोड़ी 3 मिनट चलेंगी।
There's the 3-minute story I want to tell you, but we'll have traffic control first.
तो कैसे गलाना, कितना कूड़े कचरे को गलाने में कितनी मेहनत करनी पड़ती है।
How the dirt has to be destroyed. This was in a smelting plant, and because the dirt has to be melted in the big fire.
अच्छा, मैंने फास्ट तो नहीं बोला, जो ट्रांसलेशन में आप।
So Daddy is hoping that you're getting an acceptable translation. Is it all right?
ठीक मिली है ट्रांसलेशन?
To give some indication that it's
कैच
okay.
कर सके है ना?
Are you able to catch what Daddy's meaning is?
क्योंकि लगता है तीव्र पुरुषार्थ, जोर से
Because
पुरुषार्थ,
very
छूट
strong,
जाए,
good
मेहनत तो
quality effort. Yeah, this is what you have to do. So there's many things to say about it.
ढीला ढाला नहीं बनना है ना।
And don't be loose and slow, and
माया तेज पुरुषार्थ के
Maya
लिए नहीं देती है।
doesn't allow you to have very strong effort.
थोड़ा अलबेलाई सुस्ती का
It brings you into carelessness, and it takes a lot of advantage of you, making you lazy.
अपना चांस लेती है।
It takes an opportunity to make you slow and lazy for some reason or another. It will find any reason. If you find any laziness in your or sleepiness in your effort,
उमंग उत्साह नहीं रहेंगे।
then you won't be able to retain your
पुरुषार्थ की सफलता
enthusiasm,
दिखाई नहीं पड़ेगी।
and you will not see the success of your effort.
फिर मेहनत ज़्यादा है,
Then there'll be
सफलता
more
कम है।
effort
लगेगी
and very
मेहनत तो
little
बहुत है, तो थकावट
success.
हो जाएगी।
You feel that it's a lot of effort, and then you get very tired.
तो आज हम ये चाहते हैं
So
किसी
today
कारण
I
से भी
want that for any
चेहरों
reason,
पर कईयों के चेहरों में सदैव थकावट है,
some people have a lot of tiredness visible on their faces.
बड़ा विकार है।
That's a vice.
थकावट को विकार मानना चाहिए।
You need to understand that being tired is a vice,
किसी कारण से भी थका है,
because there is some reason that makes you tired. Maybe you're tired of somebody's sanskaras or some weakness or whatever.
जो पुरुषार्थ अच्छा तीव्र
And
कंटिन्यू
then
करने नहीं देती
it doesn't allow you to make
थोड़ा
strong,
करके थक जाते हैं।
sustained effort, and you do a little bit and then you get tired.
जो थोड़ा करके
If
गहरा
you do
ऐसा
a little bit,
और आज कई कारण होते हैं, पर
some
कारण
reasons
से
become
थकावट
the
आई,
reason why people get tired.
तो थकावट कारण तो और भी आएंगे और भी
There'll be
आएंगे।
all sorts of reasons
थकावट
why
से
you're
तो
going to
फेल
get
होते
tired,
रहेंगे।
but it's by tiredness that you fail.
और थकावट होती है पढ़ाई के,
And if you get
सुस्ती
tired
ले
of
आएंगी, पढ़ाई के
study,
लिए बहाना होगा,
you'll get
पढ़ाई नहीं हुई, योग भी
excuses.
नहीं
You
होगा।
say, no, I can't study, and then you won't be able to have yoga either.
योग और पढ़ाई नहीं हुई तो धारणा भी
If
कम
you
होगी।
don't have yoga and study, then you won't have dharana either.
तो भले कहीं सेवा कितनी भी करते हैं,
And then it
तो
doesn't matter
योग
how much
पढ़ाई
service
धारणा
you do, but if you don't have
तीनों में मार्क्स कम
yoga,
होंगी
study,
थकावट
and
के कारण।
dharana, those marks in those subjects will go down
भले
because
वो
of your
समझेंगे 100
tiredness.
मार्क्स सेवा में मिल रही है,
You might get 100 marks in
वो
service,
चौथा सब्जेक्ट है,
but that's the fourth subject.
उसमें भले 100 मार्क्स मिले,
Even if you
पर
get
मुख्य
100
सब्जेक्ट में
marks,
न मिली,
but if you don't get any marks for the main subject, then it doesn't count, nothing counts.
मुख्य सब्जेक्ट
The main subject,
ज्ञान योग का प्रैक्टिकल स्वरूप है धारणा।
which is the practical form of Gyan and Yoga, is Dharana.
जैसे आज
Today
लगता है ये
Baba
जैसे
spoke
देवता
about
है, देवता
somebody seems to be like a deity.
बोलता भी नहीं है, सोचता भी
Doesn't
नहीं है।
say anything, doesn't
कोई
think
बादशाह है,
anything,
जैसे
is a
बाबा ने
carefree
कहा,
emperor,
कोई
just as
बादशाह।
Baba spoke
धारणा है।
about, because they have Dharana.
ज्ञान कहता है योग लगाए, योग कहता
Knowledge
है
says
धारणा
have
करो।
yoga, and yoga says inculcate this into your dharana.
तो चारों सब्जेक्ट में फुल अटेंशन नहीं है,
If you don't have full attention on
खतरा
all
है।
4 subjects, then it's not going to work out.
कोई भी कारण लेकर के थकावट में आना,
If you allow yourself to get tired for any
तो कारण
reason,
तो बढ़ते जाएंगे, पर
these
थकावट
reasons
हमको
are going to
कभी
increase,
कदम दो उठाएंगे, थक
but
जाएंगे,
your
कदम दो
tiredness
उठाएंगे,
is
थक
going to
जाएंगे, तो
stop
क्या
you from
होगा?
taking even 2 steps. So what's going to happen to you if you can't even take 2 steps without getting exhausted?
एक बारी बाबा का गीत था,
There was a song of
बचपन
Baba,
के दिन बुलाना
which
देना,
is, do
लंबे
not
हैं जीवन के रास्ते,
do
आओ
not
चलो,
forget
हम
your
सारी
days of
लाइफ
your
गाते उड़ते
childhood,
आए हैं,
because
यहाँ
the
थक करके
life is a
बैठने की गाड़ी
long
भी चढ़ते आए
road.
हैं,
So
बैलगाड़ी
keep
में।
dancing and singing, because it's a long road on a bullock cart.
आप लोगों ने बैलगाड़ी तो देखी होंगी,
You must have seen the bullock carts going
सामान पड़ा
along.
है, बेचारा
They
वो
have
चला रहा
lots
है,
of
बैल बेचारा ऐसे
baggage,
चल रहा है,
and the bullock is
इतना
going
लंबा
along,
रास्ता।
and it's a long, long way to the destination. They go slowly.
बैलगाड़ी भी चढ़ते आए हैं, घोड़े गाड़ी भी चढ़ते आए हैं,
You
कार
come
भी
on
चढ़ते आ रहे
a
हैं,
bullock
जहाँ
cart
चलेंगे
or a
चलते आ
horse
रहे हैं।
cart or a car or a plane. What do
हरी
you
अपने
want to
पुरुषार्थ से
travel
देखे,
on? You can see by everyone's effort what method they're using for
मंजिल
their
ऊंची
traveling.
है,
The destination is very high.
टाइम के पहले तैयार होकर के
And you have to
बहुत
be
ऐसे
ready
पहुंचे
and
रहे
reach in advance
कि
of
हमको
the
देख
final
करके और भी
moment
कहे,
so that
जल्दी
others
जल्दी
can
चलते
feel that
चलते
they have
चलते
to
टाइम
hurry
पूरा
up
है
and realize that there's very little time.
हमने इतने टाइम में अगर पुरुषार्थ नहीं किया है
If I
तो
hadn't done
मम्मा
so
के ये
much
बोल
effort
सिर्फ मेरे
in
कान
this
में
much
घूमती
time,
है
Mama used to
जैसे होंगे
say,
वैसे औरों को अपसमन बनाएंगे
whatever you will be, you'll make others like yourself.
हम बंधायमान हैं
And so I have to
हम
follow
जो
that.
पुरुषार्थ
Whatever
करेंगे
I
दूसरों
do,
को मेरे देख
others will see
और
that
करेंगे
and they will do the
वो भी मुझे
same.
पुण्य कर्म या
So
उनका
this
भी
is
मदद मिलना
also
है
a good form of charity because others will get
अगर
help
मैं
from
खुद
seeing my
सुस्ती
example. If I myself am lazy,
तो औरों को क्या वाइब्रेशन मिलेगा
then what vibration will the others get?
एक बारी हम बैठी थी
Once I was
अपन
sitting
पुरुषार्थ करने
doing my effort.
पुरुषार्थ में मैं क्यों बताती हूँ जरा सा भी पुरुषार्थ में ढीलेपन का ख्याल ना आवे
I'm telling you this so that you don't have anything loose or careless
बैठ के
in
अपन को
your
समझाया
effort. So I sat and explained to myself.
भाई तुम्हारे ऊपर कईयों का आधार है तू ऐसे समझ
Many people are based on you, so you understand
जैसे
this thing.
रेलगाड़ी चलती है
Just as a railway
बहुत
train
चलते हैं,
is there, you know there's a lot of
अपन को
people in
engine
a railway train. Understand
उसके
yourself
आधार
as
पर
an
सारी ट्रेन
engine,
चलती
and
है
the rest of the train is running from the power of that engine.
या इंजन के को नुक्स हुआ
If
गाड़ी
anything
गिरी
happens to the engine
कितनों को नुक्स हुआ
and the train falls, then
तेरे
there's a
ऊपर
lot of people who will get injured, and the burden
वो
is
आप तेरे
on the
सिर पर चढ़े
driver. The sin is on that one's head.
इंजन को चलाने वाला जो गार्ड है गाइड है
And the
एक
guards and the
तरफ गाड़ी होता है
guides,
गार्ड भी होता है
because they have an engine driver and then there's a guard at the back.
हम निमित्त जिम्मेवार है
We are the instrument responsible
भगवान ने
ones.
निमित्त बनाया है
Baba has made us the
अगर एक भी
instruments.
ट्रेन का डब्बा गिरता है
And if even one coach
सब
of the
पैसेंजर
train
बेचारों
falls
को कितना
down,
नुकसान होगा
all those passengers are very badly harmed.
निमित्त हमारे अनेकों के हम निमित्त बने हुए हैं
We are the instruments for very many.
लाखों का उद्धार भी हो सकता है
Many
लाखों को
can
गिराने
be
के निमित्त भी बनते हैं
uplifted, but also hundreds of thousands can be harmed by
ये
just
बातें
us.
ध्यान पर रख करके
We have to
सावधान
be
रहना
attentive on ourselves and
ये सब
caution
खुदा की
ourselves. This is the sign of someone who's got a good
अगर बेलाई,
understanding. If
थकावट,
you're careless
दो बड़ी कड़ी
and
बीमारी है
tired,
जैसे
these are
काम
the
क्रोध
two
कराना
bad illnesses, just like lust and anger.
ये सबको पता है काम क्रोध नष्ट
Everybody
काम तो बड़ा
knows
शत्रु है
that
पर क्रोध भी कम
lust
नहीं है
and anger are bad
क्रोध
enemies.
ईश्वरी परिवार में बैठने नहीं देता है
Anger won't allow you to stay in the godly family.
कभी नहीं
Never.
कहीं जो यज्ञ से गए होंगे
Many
क्रोध के
people
कारण
have gone from the yagya because of anger.
काम के कारण थोड़े गए
A
होंगे
few
क्रोध के
people
कारण
have
ज्यादा
gone
गए होंगे।
because of lust, but many have gone because of anger.
छोटी मोटी बात में गुस्सा आया ना
They get angry about small things.
तो न खुद खुश ना औरों को खुश
Then
रखे।
they themselves are unhappy and they can't keep anybody else happy.
दोनों महान शत्रु है
So both of these things
ऐसे
are
ही
big enemies. In the
अलबेलाई और
same way,
थकावट
getting
दोनों
tired
महान
and
शत्रु
being careless are big enemies.
भले यज्ञ में चल रहे हैं सेवा कर
Though
रहे हैं
you may be in the yagya and
पर
doing
मंजिल पर
service,
पहुंचने में
but to get to the
बिल्कुल मंजिल से
destination,
दूर है
you remain very far from that destination because of this laziness, tiredness.
तो ये क्यों कह रही हूँ
And why am I telling you this?
किसी कारण से भी
For any
ये
reason.
बाबा का गीत अच्छा रात के राई थक मत जाना
Baba has said, you
सुबह
know,
की
there's a
मंजिल दूर
song,
नहीं है सदा समय दूर
Traveler
नहीं
of the
है,
night, do
पहुंच
not
जाए।
get tired. The
मंजिल के
destination
सामने
of the morning is not far, so keep the destination in front of yourself and
किसी
get
कारण
there.
से भी मुझे थकना नहीं है
Do not get tired for any reason at all.
आज से ये मंत्र पक्का करो
Make this mantra very firm from today within yourselves.
महावीर है पहले महारथी है
You are the elephant riders, the great
Maharati
brave
Maharaj jo asali
warriors.
rehne ki
That
aadat
means somebody who has the habit of
Ghode
being
swara
bodiless. And a
युद्ध में
person
पैर
on the,
जमाता
in the
है, उससे
cavalry
कभी
is
अभ्यास नहीं करता है।
fighting person, they don't have the habit of being bodiless. They're always fighting for one thing or another. The mouse comes, and the cat comes, and the dog comes, like that, one thing after another. They all coming one after another. And one thing or another is going to bother you. So sit quietly. Make the intellect stable and focused. You are the child of God. Otherwise, it is the difference of sanskaras and nature that makes you tired. All your friends and relatives have gone, but the clash of nature and anger, you haven't destroyed that. One is lust. When you have a desire, that is also lust. If something didn't happen the way you want, then you got angry. This is an enemy. And so make yourself your own friend. To do that, it means that whatever is our study, whatever is our attainment, you have to go according to that. This is the study, this is the attainment, this is the effort, this is the attainment. Baba used to say, what is first, effort or the attainment? Which is first? If you do not keep your aim in front of you, then you won't make the effort. First Manmana Bhav, but if you don't have Madhyaji Bhav looking at Vishnu, then you're not going to have Manmana Bhav. And where are you going to attain the stage of Vishnu, Madhyaji Bhav, if you don't have Manmana Bhav? So the two are connected. God is speaking, He says, Manmana Bhav, turn your mind to me alone. And then in your activities, focus on Madhyaji Bhav. That means remember Vishnu. Do not forget your aim. In order to do that, I'm not going to tell you too much about Dar es Salaam, but the main thing is to keep yourself clean. And Dar es Salaam was a big steelworks where the base metal was cleaned up. If you go to a garden, then what does the gardener do? He makes sure that the garden is very good. He removes all the weeds and burns it. He doesn't throw it out somewhere. He burns it all. He takes it to one corner, makes a bonfire and burns it. So you have to clean up yourselves, because God will come to see my garden, my inner garden. So get rid of all of the garbage and burn it, because Baba's going to come and look. Just as he said, you know, he sees it takes time to make the toli called Dilkush, but make this sweet thing inside and keep the Dilkush toli inside. Make your mouth sweet, speak sweetly, be powerful. Whoever comes in front, offer something sweet, and then they will get the feeling to become sweet like you. Not just sweet, but very strong. So cleanliness inside, keeping yourself clean, you need that inside. And why am I telling you this example? It was told to me, I have to go to the factory in Dar es Salaam. It was small and now it's become very big. And I saw all of the iron of the whole country was gathered together, and they melted it all that iron and steel, and they melted it into molten steel, and they made a huge big vessel, and then they had to have so much effort to burn it to create that heat. And the Africans who were working there, I was very felt sorry for them, because every hour and a half they had to take a shower, because to burn all of that garbage and make it into something good is a lot of work. And seeing all the work that they were doing, I said, but we have to finish off all the garbage like that in our own self, melt it all and reform it into a completely new form, and then it has absolutely a much higher value than the old iron. Your value will be developed. The value of gold, in order to melt gold you need a fire. And you have to become so clean, because all of the alloy that has come into you since you've been around the whole kalpa, and you need only a cool fire to melt gold. But I have to become real true gold. Just be real true gold. You become clean, and then as all the alloy is removed, you'll become, people will have faith in you. If there's something mixed in, then people will have a doubt in you. And you'll say, well, I don't know. Look inside the self and offer yourself to Baba and say, Baba, I've seen when true gold is melted and it's put in a katori. I saw how my father used to put the gold into a crucible, and then he would make a little bar of gold. And there was a lot of ornaments, but melting it down and getting the true gold, there was just a little bit. It's not a big thing. The thing is, you have to forget everything, leave everything. Something you have to forget, something you have to leave, something you have to break it and destroy it. Something you just let it go, something just forget about it. And then make this effort. Just, I have to become true gold. That's it. Baba, Baba. I have to become this. And then Baba should say, yes, this is my real, true, firm child. First true and then strong. Become true and then make the foundation strong, so that you have a very elevated character. If you're not true, then you can't make an elevated character. Have a look at the character. There are many who, if they're going to make Baba's name known and make their own character good, and there has to be very good truthfulness and honesty inside, because my name has to come onto Baba's heart, and for that I have to become true. If I want Baba's name to be known in the world, then I have to have very high character, and that will happen when you're very strong. As a real true warrior, nothing can shake you. I'm not one to shake. Maybe destruction would come, but I am going to be Baba's helper in the work of establishment. This is Baba's real child. It's not a small thing, it's a very elevated thing. It's a very good thing and an easy thing. But you just have to do it and show that. And then we will say, yeah, this one is like Baba. They make Baba the mother, the father, the friend, and the teacher. Baba's form as a friend is so good. He makes everything easy, very easy. He says, child, there's nothing to it. It's very easy. Don't worry, it's very easy. I say, no, he says it's easy, nothing to it. And so make Baba your friend, then nothing will seem very difficult. Everything is fine. Okay? Om Shanti. Now for 1 week, continuously, I will also be in a bhatti with you.
आज भी कभी आएंगे नीचे कभी आएंगे
Daddy is asking me, when am I coming down?
कम
But
से कम एक सप्ताह तो
internally,
मैं भट्टी में रहूं आपके
I
साथ
know I'm going to be in a bhatti with all of you.
मेरा भी भला
That's good for me too.
और आप सब जो कोई देश में एक सप्ताह जाती हूँ तो बहुत अच्छा होता है अब
When
सब देश वाले
I
यहाँ आए
go
मैं एक
to
सप्ताह न रहूं
one country for a week, it's good, but if all of
सब
you
देश
come
वाले
here for a
यहाँ आए
week, all the people from
एक
all the
सप्ताह
countries
साथ में
have
न
come
रहूं तो ये
here.
भी अच्छा नहीं होगा
So it's
दादी तो
nice if I
मनाएंगी
can be
दादी
here
छुट्टी ले लेंगी
for a
पर एक
week,
सप्ताह में
and Daddy
देखना
will let me stay here.
क्या से क्या
And within 1 week,
एक
what
एक
kind of
किसी को
transformation
न
can be
देखे
accomplished? Don't look at anybody
अपन को
else.
देखे बाबा को
Look
देखे
at
बाबा को
yourself, look at Baba.
देखे
Only
बस
those two.
पर एक दो को देखेंगे ना सब
If you look at each
ऊपर
other,
आसमान में सितारे चमक रहे हैं
then you'll just see that stars are shining in the sky.
टिम नहीं कर रहे हैं
So don't twinkle, but just be shining bright, stable stars.